Hi guys, Darren from Venom Fluid Art. Thank you so much for joining me today. What I've decided to do is do a little video on the mini blower. So when you order these little guys, that's how they come. A little tube on the end for blowing around. What I usually do is remove the end like that and just use it as a blower without the nozzle. I find it works better for my blooms. Now that plugs into a USB outlet. So what I am using for a USB outlet is, let me just grab this, is this. Now that's a power tool charger for Ryobi power tools here in Australia. So you have a 18-volt battery for your power tools. Press a little button, the lights light up and tell you how much battery use is still left. And what you can do is actually charge your mobile phone with it and stuff like that. So you've got two USB ports in it that I plug the mini blower into, and either a USB light or a second mini blower just for kicks. So that's what I used to power mine with. So that there has a lot more grunt than what a phone charger usually has. They're very low wattage on a phone charger, whereas those have a higher wattage. Still only 5-volt output, but higher watts. So it gives you a little blower more grunt. Now this is my Old Faithful that I've had for maybe 12 months now. Covered in paint. Side cover's missing compared to what a new one looks like. No big deal, still works. Try and keep paint out of there because it stuffs them up. They're available on eBay, Amazon, pretty much anywhere. I got one from Amazon. No, I didn't. I got it from eBay. I got one from eBay, and the other one was at Office Works here in Australia. So they're about $20, something like that. So what I'm going to do is show you how I use it. So what we'll do is grab a little coaster. Now when you blow with these, they do put out a fair bit of air pressure compared to when you're blowing it by mouth. So I'll usually start, 3-4 inches away when I start blowing. But what I'll do is add some paint down and we'll show you. If you're a beginner just using these little things and you want to blow out a bloom, this is what I recommend you do. Grab yourself a 4-inch tile, because 1, they're dirt cheap to get your hands on. 2, you don't use much paint. So what we're going to do is throw some pillow paint down on it. Now I'm using British Paints Low Sheen here in Australia. So what I'll do is throw some paint down. Like that. Now, for when you're just learning, put your tile down, spin that pillow paint right out. So there's hardly any movement in it whatsoever. Alright, you just spin back the other way. Just evens things up. Alright. So we'll pop that up. So as you can see, there is no movement in the pillow paint at all. That means it's going to be really, really hard for you to hit the pillow paint when you blow it out. So the last thing you want to do is suck up a whole heap of white pillow paint into your paints and have it looking subpar. So what we'll do is throw a couple of colours down. We'll go for a purple. Alright, so throw that down. That was Purple Garden by Eye Candy. Beautiful pigments. We'll go for a Storm Grey. Now I don't like solid puddles when I put the paints down. I like to wiggle it and jiggle it, and that way you get different cells pop up of different colours all over the place. Okay, we'll go for some Okinawa. Now these are all Eye Candy pigments that I'm using today, because they are awesome. And what shall we put down? Okay, I've got a custom Eye Candy pink that I've made up. We'll put some of that down too. That was actually plastic pink, and I've mixed it with a couple of interference colours, which are the ghost colours out of the range, and some sparkly bits. I'll throw the video number up on the screen now so you can go back and watch them videos and see exactly how I modify my colours. Right, so we've got our puddle in the middle. What we're going to do is grab some cell activator. Now when you use a mini blower compared to using a mouth, you tend to use a little bit more cell activator. Alright, so about that much down. Now when we start to blow it out, what I'm going to do is that cell activator, I'm going to fluff it out to the edges of my colour, just going up and down. Like that. Then I'm going to move it in an upright position across at angles like that to blow it out. So all I'm doing is moving that up and down so I'm not blowing right down into it. I'm just moving the cell activator across the top of all the colour, like that. Just rotate your spinner as you go, little bit by little bit. Just adjust your height as you go. And we will spin that one out. Okie dokie. Pop it up. And there we go. So that was using no pillow. All you're using is the pillow for all the colours to be able to slide across the top of the tile when you spin it out. It's the only reason the pillow's there. What I'll do is I'll do another one, but I'll use a pillow and show you what happens when you get it wrong. So put that down. Grab some of this. Grab our pillow paint again. So this time we're not going to spin this pillow out, we're just going to leave it as it is. When you've got corners on your work, just wet it. Helps the pillow paint slide a lot easier. Like that. So, now, when you have a pillow paint, because there's a lot of paint on there, when you blow down, you can see how much that mushrooms up. So you've got a low spot in the middle and all the paint's going to the side, which is even worse when you've got all your colours on top. Then when you blow that out, what happens is you've got all your colours, you blow it out and then go boom, pillow paint. So you've got like a big wave of pillow that's come up, and as you blow the air through, you cut through the pillow paint, which blows all the colour off with it. So what I'll do is demonstrate that with some colour on it. And we will see how that goes. I think we'll just use the same colour, shall we? Why not? So we'll go with our purple. Love that purple. All right. We'll go the Storm Grey. Okinawa Blue. And we'll go the custom pink again. Like that. Get the select blade up. Now that's Amsterdam Oxide Black, I think, with Australian Floetrol. Roughly about 3:1. Alright, so we'll give that a blow. So straight up and down. As you puff it out, and you cut through. You're blowing through them waves of pillow paint. And I'm still a fair distance away. So now you can see on this one, I'll zoom in. Zoom button is there. You can see where I've cut through the pillow paint. Because you've had the wave of pillow come up with the colours and you've just blown straight through the top of it. That's why you get those patterns like that around the outside edge. So what we'll do is spin that one out. Like that. There's my little popper thing gone. There it is. So, when you look at that one, you've still got cool cells in the middle, but all around the outside edge, you can see where the pillow paint has fluffed up and taken all the colour with it. Put it that way. So when you're first learning it's so much easier to get better results if you put your pillow paint down first, spin it out so there's no movement, and you don't get that. Unless you like that, then go for gold. That's the easy way to do it. Put more pillow paint on and just cut through it. But if you don't like that and you want cells everywhere, it's best to spin your pillow paint out first when you're first learning. And it does take a lot of practice to get used to that little mini blower. A lot of people will blow down and then tilt it on an angle. I'll zoom out so you can see it again. Alright, a lot of people will blow down and then tilt it on an angle, and all you're doing is mushrooming the paint up as it goes. So it goes like a wave, and you blow it off that way, which isn't really what you want to do. So I'll put this to one side. We'll grab another tile. Put some pillow paint down. Like that. Add a little bit for the corners. It pays to wet the tile where there's no pillow paint, just so that as that spins out, if it's dry tile, that paint's going to roll over on top of itself and distort all the colours that are going off. So if you've got cells in that colour, it distorts it all. Whereas this way, it can slide across it and it doesn't distort it anywhere near as bad. Okie dokie. Just put some random colours down this time, in whatever order. So we'll go with the storm grey. Paper towel. Okay. Okinawa blue, because I love it. Go pink. Another thing too is if you've got a lot of colour down, you can sort of cheat as well. So let's put a whole heap of colour down on this one. Just for giggles. So I'll add some purple. See, when you've got a lot of colour down, you don't have to blow your cell activator as far. You don't have to worry about it reaching all the way to the edges. Which you can cheat with. Another good idea too is when you're first learning, if you use a tube paint as your last colour, your cell activator will float on top of it a lot longer than if it's just all pigments. So, where's the tube paint? Good question, Wombat. Where are all the tube paints? Okay, Southern Ocean Blue. That is a tube paint. So put some of that down there for the cell activator to sit on. Grab the cell activator. Okay. I'll go more selectivator this time. Alright, now we'll blow that one out. So straight up and down again. And then alright. The more selectivator you put on, the longer it's going to take to sink through all of your colours. You're going to get thick black bits. That's fine. Just let it do its job. All good. Grab a straw for these bits. Give it a blow. See all your cells start popping up. Like that. That's how you get your cells all the way to the edges. So now when you spin that out, do 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 do. You get that. Now as that sits there over time, that selectivator there is and get narrower. So don't freak out when you've got big bold lines of selectivator. It will eventually sink. Alright. So yeah, they're my top tips for using the little mini blower. Try and keep it straight up and down, roughly about 3 or 4 inches away, and just move everything just nice and gentle, nice and slow. Rotate as you go. Just pick one angle rather than trying to go there, 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 and then back on yourself. It's easier if you just use the same angle every time, because you can get into a rhythm with it and it ends up the same all the way around, just like that. So for anyone who has breathing issues or has had COVID over the time and their lungs don't work like they used to anymore, or you've got chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder or whatever, these come in really handy. So definitely worth a go, but it does take a fair bit of practice to get the swing of it. So the best way is keep it further away and just move things slowly. The slower you go, the more accurate you can be. Alright guys, that is it for today. Hopefully that was helpful to you. If it was, click like, share and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. That way you're going to get to see all my videos as I release them. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've got any questions or anything like that, just drop them in the comments. Or if you're in my Facebook group, just ask questions in there and I can answer those ones straight away for you. Alright guys, have fun. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.